Hello, my name is Quan, and this is my custom program for the unit Introduction to Programming. Here, what I have here is essentially a Flappy Bird clone. We have the screen before the game started, and once I click the left mouse and or the space button, the game will start. So the bird itself experiences constant gravity, meaning its position and velocity moves downward as time goes on. If you press the space or the left mouse button, the bird will jump up. And the aim of this game is to fit the bird through the pipes as they generate. The pipes will move towards the bird as time goes on. When the bird passes a pipe, you gain 1 point. And you gain 1 point. The score below that point is the high score, which will change if the current score is higher than that of the high score. If the bird touches the foreground or one of the pipes, it will fall down and the game over screen will pop up. Once the game over screen pops up, you can press again left mouse or space button to start the game again. Once you start the game, the background is also randomized between day and night, and the bird color is also randomized between 3 different colors. And so to achieve this, here we have my coding. I use GoSu library for the GUI, and I use matrices for the vectors, sorry. So we have modules here. This sets up the order of the image when we use it on, some constants that I've set up. And for this game, I didn't use any classes. I instead used struct to set up the records. We have the game state and then we have hitbox, pipes, the hitbox for the bird, which has as a function, foreground for the pipe hitbox. This is for when the game restarted. We also create a function to detect the intersection of 2 of the hitboxes. This is to detect when the bird is colliding, if the pipe, in the pipe arrays, if it finds the bird hitbox intersecting with the pipe hitbox, then we'll return true. And this is to check if the bird is colliding with the foreground. Yeah. The animation of the bird, the flapping wings, are determined by the intervals. And so we have 3 states of animation: the upper flap, mid flap, and the down flap. And so that will change depending on the interval information, which we set later on. We have the foreground movement here, which creates more or less a parallax effect when we play the game. Bird movement is based on, we have the bird velocity, which is set by the gravity over time, and then the bird position is set by by the velocity over time. We also have bird rotation. The bird rotates by this rate clockwise over time. Now, this creates a pipe. We have this checks whether the bird is alive or not, and it plays sounds when the bird hits anything, and plays sound when it dies. Pipe movement. The pipe moves towards the bird. The bird axis does not actually move, stay still. The pipe, for each of the pipes in the array, they move by a certain speed, and if the bird has crossed the pipe, the game score increases by 1 and the sound is played. And once the pipe moves off the screen, it removes it. This removes it from the array. Yeah. This draws a foreground. For the foreground, since we haven't moved, I've had 1 image where the foreground moved to the left of the screen, and I drew another foreground to replace that as the first image moves off. game score here. This is for the current game score, the bigger number, right? Once the game started, game score start counting, start displaying, and we have the high score here. So for one digit, we have this, and I've adjusted it for scores higher than 10. I don't know what happened if the score goes above 99, but yep. And we have the high score to be set as the game score if it's lower than the current game score. Then we have the main window, initialized to be the window width, window height was set. Background image, the two, which I've got from here, and here. And for every game, sets it up as one of the random. Game state, here we set the actual game state with all the records that we need, all the variables. Foreground, set as a foreground image. These, we have three types of birds. We have the blue bird here, along with the up-flap, mid-flap, down-flap, red bird, yellow bird, black color, randomized, the pipe, introduce in. We have the score images from 0 to 9, the 5-different sound, tie sound, hit sound, point sound, swoosh sound, wing sound. We have the start image, and start message and start over image imported here. And DT, so update interval, is how long it takes for the update for the game, for the system to go back and forth between update. You divide that by 1,000 and you get the update interval in seconds, which is DT, which is the downtime. It's essentially the downtime between the updates, which we use to find the second elapsed by adding them up within the variables. Here we have the button down. When you press escape, the ruby screen closes. When you press space or mouse left, if the game hasn't started, starts the game, plays the sound. If it has started, if the game has started, and the bird is alive, then you set the velocity to the jump power. So the bird jumps, you play a sound, and we rotate a bird 30 degrees anti-clockwise. And once the bird is not alive, once it has collided, and if you press space or left, then the game restarts. Here we have the update. We update the animation of the bird, as I said before, foreground movement, and on here, unless the game has started, nothing beyond these four functions does not run. So once we have pressed space or mouse left, then the four function will run, which change the bird movement over time, create the pipes as the program elapses, pipe moves over time, and check the bird state constantly to see whether it's alive or not. These were all defined above, as explained earlier. We have this section is during the testing, I had to draw the hitboxes to determine whether they were right or not. So this was the extra part here. So if the hitbox, basically makes the hitbox that we defined earlier visible, right? If nothing is colliding, then the hitbox will be green color, otherwise it will be red, right? I drew the hitbox for the bird, for the foreground, and for each of the pipes in the array. This draws the actual. This is the command line to draw the actual hitbox, where X, Y. So it draws at the X, Y and extends by width and height. That's 4 times for the lines. At the draw part, right? We draw this way. We start drawing in everything with the background. Draw the foreground. Draw the bird based on its color and its animation state. Right. We draw it rotated as we want it, rotating by the bird rotation, right? In position within the image, which we've gotten in the center, at the top left corner of the image, not in the middle. And for each of the pipes, we want to draw it. We want to show the top pipe, essentially the bottom pipe flipped and adjusted by the pipe gap. We also drew the game score, and if the game has started, if the game has not started, we draw the message, and if the game is over, we use the game over. And this can be toggled to draw the hitboxes if we need, as shown here. Here's the hitbox. If something collides, everything turns red. That is essentially it for the custom program. Thank you.